As a narrow peninsula with a bay on one side and the ocean on the other, Kevin Boyle says that the Rockaways really have that small-town feel. That's what kept him here. But Kevin tells me that he originally moved to the Rockaways from Brooklyn for a much different reason.
Believe it or not, for the parking. Everybody talks about the beach, but it was easier to park in Rockaway than it was in parts of Brooklyn.
Now, 24 years later, Kevin says he will never leave. And this summer, in a small office right on the bay, Kevin started up a newspaper just for this community. He says the Rockaway Times is off to a great start. The Peninsula and its lovable people give him more than enough material for the weekly editions.
People actually stop by here and tell me how much they enjoy the paper, which it's inspiring and surprising, but it's great.
Kevin says the community seems to be continually united by tragedy. Many police officers and firemen live here, so they were hit hard 13 years ago by the losses of September 11th. The community was also devastated nearly 2 years ago when Hurricane Sandy ripped through the Rockaways.
The water was just high where we're standing now, you know. The way it worked is if your basement got flooded, you were lucky and you said, at least my first floor didn't get flooded. And if your first floor got flooded, you said, at least my house didn't burn down. And if your house burned down, you said, well, it's a good thing nobody died. But the devastation was severe, you know, and pockets of the town are still, still reeling from it. Some places, some businesses haven't come back, some people haven't come back, you know.
Kevin says the Rockaways found out quickly that they couldn't rely on help promised to them by the government. They instead helped each other, with parishes like St. Francis de Sales heading up relief efforts.
So much happened around St. Francis Church in particular that people were drawn to it. So the church proved to be an invaluable resource for believers and non-believers, all denominations. The community as a whole owes a lot to that parish.
Kevin says that all the struggles have only made the Rockaways stronger, pulling the community together.
You know, in a way, Rockaway is often called New York's best kept secret, so I'm probably going on TV here to your vast audience, probably ruining it for some, but it's hard not to be proud of Rockaway and brag about it a little bit.
As we wrapped up our conversation, Kevin was just waiting for this week's printed copies of the Rockaway Times to come to his office. 10,000 papers go out to that community that he loves so much. Reporting for Currents from the Rockaways, I'm Katie Breidenbach.